Today we cover a wonderful topic. It is comparing the central dance of tango with life. I have prepared 6 takeaways that show how tango and life go hand in hand, and especially the last point, the 6th point, will show or finally have a very nice solution that tango is a benchmark for life. It can be applied to life because, well, that's gonna be at the end. So before I start with tango and life, I want to explain tango a little bit. Tango is a special dance from Argentina where the man walks and leads the woman, whereas the woman to a certain extent also is leading, especially the embellishments that she does with her feet on the male's leg and beyond, and many more aspects to tango. And you typically dance a tanda of 3 dances, and then sort of like a Mickey Mouse music comes, and then okay, that's a little break, that's a pause, and then you search for the next dance partner, and you typically use your eyes and you nod like this. You find somebody, or maybe the woman looks away or whatever. And that is how you typically dance every tanda, every 3 songs with somebody else. So let's move right into tango and life issues, these dynamics. And the first are the pre-dynamics of the dance. A woman is characterized by hypergamy, meaning that the woman would typically search for the leader of the pack, and the woman always checks if she can do better in life at every stage, even if she's married or she's in a long-term relationship. This is hypergamy. It is checking if the wolf pack's dynamics changed and if she can do better. And the same applies to tango, because the woman wants to dance with the best dancers. So that is in terms of technique and in terms of connection and in terms of experience. And for the man, it is quite different, because for the man, it doesn't matter so much if the skills of the dancer is that great. At the end of the day, the man wants to hold a beautiful woman in his arms, and he wants to be appreciated and respected, just like in life. And for the woman, it's hypergamy at work. When you go to these tango milongas, it is always so that the women want to dance with the best dancers. And the guys, they like to dance with good dancers, but it's not the ultimate quest that they're after. They want the beautiful woman in their arms. They want to be appreciated. They want the respect. And then the man is happy. The man doesn't need much. So, the second takeaway: picking the next dance partner. So women have this subtle way in life and in tango that they sort of pick the man beforehand. It is in life, it could be a gesture or it could be a comment, and somehow the man feels it that they have been selected or not, and it makes things a lot easier for the man, this subtle gesture. But then it is often the man that approaches and the man that makes the official move. But the unofficial move has been made by the woman, and it's the same in tango. When you have this Mickey Mouse music and then tango music starts again, and you look around, you already, during this pausing music, you already had some eye contact, and then you know which female wants to dance with you, and that makes the process of selection for the male a lot easier. And then the man typically would do the official nod, and then the woman shows that she does want to dance with this man. So life and tango are quite similar. They go hand in hand. Now, let's talk about the dance itself. Like in life, the man puts in the work and the man leads the dance. It is really leading in tango, because you would walk and the man dances forward and the female follows dancing backward. So that is quite decisive in tango. And again, the man is not asking for much. The man wants respect for his leading in tango and in life. And he, of course, prefers if there's no arguments during the dance and during life, because what the man wants the most in life is the man wants peace. Peace and respect, and that his lead is appreciated. So tango and life, again, they go hand in hand. A healthy man leads at work, and gravitation towards a healthy lead is what it's all about. And let's talk about the female role. It is a nurturing energy that she gives during the tango. She would typically lean into the close embrace, and her appreciation and her eyes closed and being tucked close to the man. This is an appreciation energy that the woman radiates in the arms of the man, and this is what men love during tango. This is a very nice feeling for the man, and females are feeling driven, and females feel very protected in the arm of the male during tango if it's done in a nice, coherent way. So again, life and tango are quite similar, because if in life the man leads and the woman appreciates it, and she gives nurturing energy, radiates that out to the man, and it's a connection where these energies go hand in hand. That is what a healthy relationship is about. So the man provides safety, and in life he's supposed to provide safety, and at the same time during tango the man maneuvers around the dance floor, because often those dance floors are packed. There are many people on that floor. So again, remember, the woman is dancing backwards, and she's led into different formations, and then she pulls her legs left and right and back and forth, and maybe there's not enough space. So the man needs to calculate all those millimeters and inches where these swinging feet go. So that is really leading, but also doing it in a safe way for the woman. And in tango, many accidents have happened. Heels have split, Achilles heels and heels of shoes and so forth. So it's quite dangerous. So also in life, it's the same. The man provides the safety and he leads. and the woman nurtures. And typically, ideally for the man, the woman gives respect for this. So this is quite similar. Now, the fourth point is testing. In life, the woman likes to test. The woman is the wave, the man is the rock. So women, it doesn't matter if you're in the honeymoon phase and things are going well. At one point, the testing will come. It is normal. This is female nature. This is biology at work. So also in tango, the testing does come. And the testing in the milonga scenario, it is not as intense as the testing is during the lesson scenario. During the lesson scenario, the woman would typically be testing more, because it feels more like an everyday thing, and she can communicate more, and there are pauses of during the dance where she can clearly communicate. So there's a lot more testing going on during lessons. During the milonga, if the man leads well, the testing does not really occur that much. But it can, and it depends on her mood, and she'll be swinging her legs up and down. It's a little bit like in the animal kingdom, when there's moods and dynamics swinging. So, yes, the woman always checks if there's a crack, if there's a crack in the connection, and she will test in tango and life. This is normal. Men, we all know it, and this is how the cookie crumbles. So, of course, there's healthy testing, and this healthy testing in life is if both love partners can observe the testing after it happened, and they can talk about it in a normal fashion, and then they realize, where did it come from? Is it the trauma from your childhood, or is it even a trauma from more generations? And if you can talk about it in this way, and you say, why did it happen, and you're my mirror, and so forth, then this makes things easier. But if you only go into screaming matches during these testing phases in life, well, that's a toughie. That is not a healthy relationship. So, yeah. So, and I will go into this point on the sixth point that I mentioned, where I will sort of give a conclusion on this. Why during tango, if it happens in a coherent, good male-female dynamics, then these tests don't really happen so much during the tango milonga, but it can always happen. So now it is another point that I want to make here in the fourth area, which is about testing, and in the concept of betatization comes in. So, for example, if you give way to these cracks that the female creates during life, during testing, and if you so for example, if the man moves in to the house of the woman, the likelihood that you're becoming a beta is a lot bigger, because it is a lot more healthy if the man pulls in the woman to his house, because that is how nature works, and that's a lot more healthy. So if the man moves into the woman's house, he moves into the frame of her. He moves into her frame, and the man at every point needs to make sure that the male frame is intact. And if the male frame is intact, then tango is more healthy, and then also life is more healthy. So in terms of these tests, the man can direct, he can foresee the dynamics that could happen during these shit tests that the woman does. It's normal. And these shit tests will be lighter if it happens in his frame. And it's also, women have told me that it does them well when they are in the male frame. It's just female nature that they feel comfortable and that they feel safe when it's a healthy male frame. So the man can make a choice how he leads the life, and if he pulls the woman into his frame, then the likelihood of extreme shit tests are a bit smaller because she feels comfortable in his frame. So again, in tango, the woman would typically be in the male's frame because in the close embrace, the woman decides the main steps of tango. So the man leads and walks forward. The woman follows. The woman is in the male frame. So the likelihood of any shit tests are a lot less. Okay, let's talk about the fifth point, a super important one. Who is actually leading in tango and in life? And this I already got into to a certain extent, because at tango, the man is leading, or that's how it should be, because then the male-female dynamics are healthy. But let's look at life. Who is actually leading? Or rather, let's stay with tango, because the woman, even though the man is leading, the woman is also leading at the same time. So her mood and her embellishments and her suggestions during the tango play into the dynamics of the male lead, which is not always a pure male lead, although it looks like it. And that scenario we also have in many marriages. So maybe on the outside, it may look that the male is in charge, but often it is not the case, that the female actually took the lead during this marriage or whatever relationship there it may be between the man and the woman. So yes, who is leading? This is a huge topic between men and women. And what I experienced during tango is that, it really depends on the mood of the woman. So you make suggestions as the man, and for example, you shove her right foot to the male's left, and then she shoves it right back to the male's right. So if she's in a moody state, this is actually a good dynamic, because why not play around and all this kind of stuff? That's cool, and it's the same in life. So if the man handles these shit tests in a dynamic male way, and he has a smirk on and so forth, then these tests can actually lead to very nice life situations. So anything is possible in tango, anything is possible in life. And also it depends who's leading and this and that. So also the close embrace, it depends on the connection between men and women, and the man would suggest this, the woman would want to tuck herself into even closer in the embrace. Maybe in life she wants to get even closer to the man, or she doesn't. Maybe it's the contrary. Maybe she wants to dance the open embrace, or in life she wants to get away from the guy a bit. So it's a healthy dynamics. So tango and life are very similar here. And now, yes, and of course, if you make the woman feel safe, and then these things, of course, contribute to the connection and contribute to good sex and contribute to many nice things in the man-woman dynamics. So this who is leading and how, and these dynamics, they're very subtle, and it is beautiful how males and females move in this area. And now the sixth takeaway that I was talking about earlier, and well, the sixth takeaway is my experience with tango is that tango in this modern world and this modern society that we have, tango is like a benchmark of how the male-female dynamics should be, could be, used to be, shall be again, because, yeah, it really does the female feels so comfortable when the man leads properly. And when you lead properly in tango, and the woman is enjoying it, and she's snugged in with you in the close embrace, this is really a benchmark of how life dynamic between the man and the woman can be and should be, from my perspective, because again, I will use the female way of perceiving things, because the feeling is good, because the connection is good. And this is what makes a relationship between a man and a woman alive. If there's a proper male lead. Of course, in this modern society where we're told men and females are equal and blah, blah, blah. But okay, let's look at our body parts. The man has a penis, the woman has a vagina. I don't know where men and females are the same. They're not. And historically and in a biological and psychological and evolutionary context, there are differences between men and women. Men cannot get pregnant. The women can. They have the 9 months. They have the hypergamy. So I believe that a coherent, healthy tango is really a good way of looking at life, and that this type of tango can really be a great benchmark for a healthy relationship between man and women. And not only between, but with the connection of men and women.